Hi and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 42, Power Engineering Lab 1. I would like to present the exercise 8, which is open loop and closed loop position control system. So the group members are Abdul Azim bin Muhammad Fauzi, metric number DE190145, Abdul Hakimah bin Abdullah, AE190055, which is me, and Aiman Fikri bin Shafi'i, metric number DE190143. Okay, so for this lab, the open loop position control mean that there is no position feedback of a moving object, while for the closed loop position control means that there is some kind of position information that is feedback to the motion controller of a system and that is used in the positioning process. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aiman Fikri bin Shafi'i. My metric number is DE190143. So today we are from group 42. We will present for the open and closed loop position control system. So I will present for the activity number 1, which is the open loop position control. So this is a block diagram that we need to be constructed, which is the open loop position control, as we can see here. So and then we need to key in all the value that related to the block diagram here, and then after that I will present to you for the table 3.2 here, open loop position control response. So in this block diagram, I will only show the value of two value, which is for clockwise and anti-clockwise when the input angle set to 5, and clockwise and anti-clockwise when the input angle set to 10. Okay, so this is the block diagram. This consists of input angle, distributor, actuation gain, electrical part, mechanical part, integrator, and the value that we need to be observed, which is the input voltage and the shaft motor position. So for the first activity, I will vary the value of input angle and actuation gain. And then for the first step, for the clockwise position, the input angle set to 5 and the actuator gain set to 1. And then we run the simulation, and then we obtain the value of the input voltage, which is 3.056 volt, and the shaft motor position is 58.64. What will happen if the input angle in the anti-clockwise position? This is, I set it to -5, and then we run the simulation back. And then the value is still the same, but it has negative sign, which means the value of the shaft motor position is opposite from the anti-clockwise position, which is it opposite direction. Same goes to the input voltage. And then for the next part is when we set the input angle to 10, and then the actuator gain set to 5. When we set the input angle to 10 and actuator gain to 5, this is for the clockwise position. It can be observed that the value of voltage increases, which is from 3 point something to 6.111, and then the shaft motor position also increased from 58.64 to 586.4. And what will happen when we test it in anti-clockwise direction? So then we run the simulation back, and the value also the same, but it has negative direction because it shows that the shaft motor position is opposite from the clockwise position. Same goes to the voltage. I think that's all from my part, and I will pass to my next friends. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abdul Azim bin Muhammad Fauzi and my metric card number is DE190145. So today I will explain for activity 2, which is the closed loop position control. So as you can see here, we have to construct the block diagram in figure 3.5 using the MATLAB Simulink. Here is the block diagram. I will explain in detail what is the block parameter that we use in the MATLAB Simulink. So this is the block diagram that we construct in the MATLAB Simulink. So the block parameter that we use in this block diagram is, the first one is the input angle, potentiometer input gain, attenuator gain. This is for the motor part, which it consists of two parts, which is the electrical part and mechanical part, and then one integrator, one potential output meter gain. So for the output, we have the display for the input voltage, display for the output voltage, two scope, and then one shaft motor position for display. And then after we have done the block diagram, we have to key in all the parameters. As we can see here at the potentiometer input gain, the parameter was 0.611, same goes to here. And then for the electrical part, this is the function, and this is for the mechanical part. For the attenuator and input angle will be varied from time to time. So after we done construct this and key in all the parameters, what we have to do, we have to check the simulation or the functionality of this block diagram. So what we have to do is we have to key in the input angle parameter equal to 1 and the attenuator gain equal to 1. If there is any output for the input output voltage and the shaft motor position, it means that this block diagram is function. So we have to run the simulation. As we can see here, the input and output voltage have value, and same goes for the shaft motor position. So which means that this block diagram is function. Okay, next what we have to do is we have to monitor the shaft motor position if we vary the value of the input angle and attenuator gain. So as you can see here, at input angle equal to 1 and attenuator gain equal to 1, there will be a value at the shaft motor position. So what if we key in the parameter of input angle equal to 0, and then we run when we observe the shaft motor position? As you can see here, the shaft motor position is equal to 0, and same goes for the input and output voltage. So when we change the attenuator gain is equal to 0 and the input angle equal to 1, and we observe the shaft motor position, and then as we can see here, the shaft motor position will also be 0, and also the output voltage will be 0. But the input voltage equal to 0.611. This is because of the input angle. The input voltage is based on the input angle, because input angle multiplied by potentiometer input gain, we will get the input voltage. Therefore, it can be concluded that the shaft motor position will only have value if the input angle and attenuator gain have value. So what we have to do, we have to run the value based on the table 3.3 here, which have a clockwise and anti-clockwise. So for the first one is the input angle 5 with the attenuator gain of 1. This is for the clockwise. So when we run the simulation, as we can see that the input voltage equal to 3.055, because when we multiply the 5 input angle here to potentiometer input gain, it will become 3.055, and then there will be shaft motor position here. So for the anti-clockwise, what we have to do is we have to set the input angle to negative, and then we just have to run the simulation. So as you can see here, the input voltage, shaft motor position, and output voltage is the same, but the value is in the negative side. Therefore, when we change the input angle equal to next value, which is the 150, and then the attenuator gain is equal to 5, we can see that the input voltage will be increased, and same goes with shaft motor position and output voltage. So when we change the input angle into negative side, which is negative 150, the value will be the same as before, but in the negative side. So the value will be tabulated in table 3.3 here, and then as you can see here, as the input angle position increase, the input and output voltage and also the shaft motor position will be increased. But when we change the clockwise to anti-clockwise, the value will be the same, but the value for the clockwise is in positive side and the anti-clockwise in the negative side. So that's all from me. Thank you.